on section B.
Thank you.
It's an all now.
So this is not working, right? Is this working? The queuing is working. Right, but the queuing is working, so
Get this manual
you can
sheet.
queue in. I don't have it. Wait a minute.
Just reading the paper.
Hold on a minute.
Was this like a color copy? I think it's the blue ink. Huh? I think those are all signatures or facsimiles. There's the facsimile. That's how they got it blue. These facsimiles got blue.
I can't wait for Shirley. I can't wait for her. I'd like to call this board meeting to order, please. The meeting on October the 3rd of Sarasota County School Board. Just hold on 1 minute. We will now stand for the flag salute, led by Oak Park student Grace Barcelo, with our teacher Lori Reese and the Riverview High School Color Guard. Please stand.
Oh, wow. I can't believe that I'm doing this.
All right, go ahead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good.
Present. Arms. Order. Arms. Forward. March.
I'd like to introduce our student reps for this evening, Handrix, Longuefosse. Welcome, Handrix. Good to see you.
Thank you.
What is your favorite thing about attending Oak Park School?
It,
Is the light on, Todd?
yeah,
Okay.
it's the best school ever. I have so many friends. I like to learn a lot. And
I have another question for you.
okay,
What are your plans after you graduate from Oak Park School?
I'm getting a job and going to go to the YAP program and go to college.
Good. Good for you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here with us tonight.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Under special presentations, Scott Lempe and Jody Dumas, the Hero Award.
Good evening, board members, superintendent, student rep, Mr. Hardy, members of the audience. If you think back to your last board meeting, we spent a little bit of time introducing you with a video to some of the things happened kind of pre-Hurricane Irma and then during Hurricane Irma. And a lot of what we talked about was kind of the almost heroic efforts that happened on the part of some really key members of your staff. I think this evening what we would like to do is to put at least one name and one face to that video and those heroic efforts, and that is Mr. Kurt Weaver. If I could ask Kurt to join me up here. He told me he was going to shave, but he didn't. Jody told him his beard's getting more the color of his shirt every day. I thought that was really inappropriate. So you may remember in the video, one of the segments talked about some things that happened at Tatum Ridge, one of our PSN shelters or persons with special needs. And it really centered around the fact that as the storm began to kick, they lost power. Their generator fired up, which was pretty important because you had a whole bunch of patients who were dependent on oxygen, which was dependent on power, being able to plug into the wall. Shortly after their power went out and the generator fired, the generator failed. And then much of that evening, there was a small group of people that time after time went out into the storm to first work on that generator, keep it running. But then when it became obvious that wasn't going to work over the long term, to look for creative alternatives to continue to support those patients. Leading that small team of people was Kurt Weaver. Some of you may recognize Kurt. Those of you who we took on my little tour of showing off the business division when you become new board members, you'll remember that Kurt was the guy who introduced you to how we do the custodial work of our district. It's not by accident that we picked him. We picked him on purpose because I would tell you that there is nobody in our district that has a greater passion for our teachers and our kids than Kurt Weaver. And his concern for our kids comes out of his pores and everything he talks about. And so as we're trying to kind of impress you as new board members and put our best foot forward, it's guys like Kurt that help us do that. Kurt had an opportunity about 2 weeks ago, I guess, to be a guest on the local TV show AB7, The View. And as Kurt and I were talking about his visit on that show, one of the things I said to him was, you know, you've always kind of been a hero to all of us here in the school district who know you. What's happening now is you're becoming a hero to our community, too, through some of the things that he did during the storm. So it's really special to have him here this evening. I will tell you with Kurt, it's a buy one, get two. Kurt's wife, Jackie, if you could wave. Kurt's wife, Jackie, is the head custodian at McIntosh Middle School, and I'll tell you just one story about Jackie that kind of represents who she is and what she brings to work every day. I think it was Tuesday after the storm. By the way, Jackie was side by side with Kurt at Tatum Ridge through the entire thing, so it really was a team effort even at Tatum. But after the storm, Jackie went back to her school. Now, I stopped by and kind of parked in their custodial loading zone, and I saw Jackie and some of her crew coming out the back door, and I asked her, how are things going? What do you need? And Jackie said, I need flashlights. Well, remember, McIntosh at the time didn't have power on yet. And so Jackie and her crew, and if you think about the way McIntosh is designed, there are interior classrooms in that building. There is no light. And so when the power is out and the doors are closed, it is pitch black. And in those kinds of conditions, no lights, no air conditioning, Jackie and her crew were in there trying to find a way to make sure that that school was ready for kids to come back when the power came back on, and reporting anything that wasn't in getting it clean so it was healthy and safe for our kids. I mean, it's just representative of the kinds of people that you have in Kurt and Jackie Weaver in our schools today. So just a lot of reasons to celebrate this wonderful family. And so with Jody's help, we've given an award once in our district before. We call it the Hero Award. You'll remember the last time we did the Hero Award, we gave it to the Duns. The Duns were a bus driver, bus attendant team who pulled a bunch of special needs students out of an Oak Park bus following a pretty violent accident. Heroic efforts by any definition. I would tell you that what Kurt and Jackie do for you every day, certainly during the storm, but every day is equally heroic. And so I'm going to ask Jody to come up here and give me a hand and present this award to Kurt. And I just want to read to you the caption of this so you know what it says. It says, Sarasota County Schools Hero Award in recognition of Curtis Weaver, head custodian, for keeping Hurricane Irma evacuees safe at Tatum Ridge, September 10, 2017.
I just want to say thank you to all the people in the Sarasota County School District, because everything I heard from the media, the people in the community, because I know a lot of people in the community, were accolades for what the staff did. So it's very important that everybody knows that we did an excellent job throughout the district, which shines immensely. And then I have to favor Team Tatum, because I'll tell you what a great group of people. And I met a lot of new APs, a lot of people that I never knew existed in the district. So it was a good experience and a bad experience, but it all worked out. But thank you guys, appreciate it.
Thank you, Kurt. Item 9 on the consent, on the consent agenda is a resolution designating the first 2 weeks of October as Disability, History, and Awareness Weeks, which will be read by Sonia Figaredo-Alberts, Executive Director of Pupil Support Services. Sonia?
Good evening, Chairman, Superintendent, school board members, Mr. Hardy, our student representative, and members of our community. Governor Rick Scott has designated the first 2 weeks in October as Disability History and Awareness Weeks, whereas Disability History and Awareness Weeks were created to highlight the efforts and important contributions and achievements of individuals with disability. Now, the statistics that you're going to listen are used from last year, school year 2016-17. Whereas Florida continues to foster economic growth through the development of a talented and diverse labor force and the active and meaningful participation of individuals with disability as students, parents, employees, and employers and policymakers is essential to providing equal opportunity to all Floridians. And whereas during the 2016 and 17 school year, there were more than 300,000 students with disability enrolled in the K-12 education system, more than 20 students with disability enrolled in the Florida college system, and more than 14,000 students with disability enrolled in the state university system. And whereas in 2016 and 17, the Division of Career and Adult Education enrolled more than 8,000 adults with disabilities in adult general education and post-secondary career and technical education programs, and more than 100,000 students with disability in secondary career and technical education programs. And whereas the Florida Division of Vocational Rehabilitation helps individuals with disability become part of the American workforce, and in 2016 and 17 served 45,817 Floridians and assisted another 5,975 in finding or keeping jobs. And whereas the Florida Division of Blind Services and Business Enterprises, composed of 122 blind facility managers, has employed 225 Floridians, generating taxable gross sales totaling more than $22 million. And the Braille and Tracking Book Library served more than 31,000 active readers and disabilities. And whereas the Florida Youth Council, a group of youth and emerging leaders with disabilities that advocated for the creation of Disability History and Awareness Weeks, remains dedicated to ensuring that all youth with the state of Florida are empowered to realize their potential and are educated regarding the history of individuals with disability and the positive examples represented by their valuable contributions to their community. And whereas it is important to continue encouraging individuals with disabilities to realize their abilities in their education, employment, and communities, and reaffirm our commitment to the full inclusion of an equal and opportunity for all individuals with disability. Now, therefore, I, Governor Rick Scott of the state of Florida, do hereby extend my support to all observing Disability History and Awareness Weeks during the first 2 weeks in October. And now I would like to introduce Mr. Steve Cantees, who will then introduce and showcase our school here in Sarasota County. Mr. Steve Cantees.
Thank you, Gracie. And you were amazing with the Pledge of Allegiance. So, school board members and Superintendent Bowden, tonight's a special night for us. Every year we have the opportunity to showcase programs in the school district. We have opportunities to showcase some of our schools. And in connection with the Disabilities Month, in the state of Florida, we're going to showcase our special school for special needs students, Oak Park. You know, in Sarasota County, we have an incredible educational program. We have opportunities for just about every need and every want for every student and parent. You can think about the fact that we have a technical high school. There's only 2 or 3 of those in the state of Florida. You think about the fact that we have Pineview, School for the Gifted, the only one of its kind in the state of Florida, and the #1 ranked school in the state of Florida. You also think about the fact that we also take care of those gifted students or students who have a STEM focus, but we also have a special place for our students with special needs. Certainly very personal to me. I had a daughter that attended Oak Park for 15 years up to her 22nd birthday, and it is an amazing school. Most people probably don't know everything there is to know about Oak Park. So tonight, we're going to take the opportunity to take you through a little video journey. We're going to have some of the students here, some of the staff at Oak Park, and we're going to walk the school board, we're going to walk the community through what Oak Park is really about. So I'm excited to have this opportunity, and I'm excited about the fact that we get to focus on Oak Park tonight. So our new principal at Oak Park, Jamie Lowitz, is here, and if she'll come up, we'll let her get the program started. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cantees. Can everyone hear? Okay. Good evening. Good evening, school board members. It is an honor to have Oak Park School showcased here tonight at our board meeting. As you know, Oak Park School is a center school that serves students with disabilities, but what you may not know about Oak Park School, and what we really want you to know about Oak Park School this evening, is that our school is focused first and foremost on instruction aligned to standards, just as any other school in this district. We had the opportunity over the last several weeks to work with Mr. Bob Gray and his students at STC, which phenomenal group of students over there. They came out to our school and they worked tirelessly to come out and film video footage of what goes on at Oak Park on a daily basis. And we are so proud of the compilation of the video that they have put together for us tonight, and we are very excited to share this with you. So please join me as we watch this video and learn more about Oak Park School from the staff and the students after the video concludes. Hello, I'm Jamie Lowitz, proud principal of Oak Park School. I'd like to spend a few moments introducing you to Oak Park School and all the wonderful things that our campus has to offer. Oak Park is a district center school that provides educational services to over 300 students with disabilities. Our staff consists of highly educated and trained teachers, specialists, paraprofessionals, and administrators who continuously set high expectations for our students so that each may strive to reach his or her individual potential.
Well, Oak Park is the best school. I like it. I remember when I was in Haiti, I used to go to school, but I stopped going to school because of my leg and because of my spine injury. So that's the reason why I couldn't walk. So that's why I decided not to go to school, and I spent so many days staying home in Haiti. And then ever since the earthquake came in, we had no place to go, nowhere. I had to live with my uncle until we finally got something, then that's when we finally came to America. And that's when they were gonna put me to a school because they didn't want me to stay home. That's when I came to Oak Park, and then they signed me up on Oak Park, and then that's when I first came here. And ever since I came to Oak Park, I liked it a lot.
Oak Park has 6 instructional teams, with each team supporting student needs according to exceptionality, strengths, and medical and behavioral needs. Our teams include DAT, Transition K-8, Transition 912, Spectrum, Action, and Postgrads. Some of our students utilize assistive technology to access curriculum and communication. We utilize general education curriculum as well as curriculum designed specifically for students with special needs. All curriculum is rigorous and relevant and is differentiated to meet the needs of each individual student. Our master schedule includes course offerings in core subject areas as well as electives in music, art, physical education, and technology. All teams participate in community-based instruction in which teaching occurs off campus while using community venues as extensions of the regular classroom. Our post-grad team prepares students for adult living by teaching necessary life skills such as budgeting and banking, meal preparation, housekeeping, accessing community services, and utilizing public transportation. They provide career experiences by working and volunteering with retail companies. At this time, it is my privilege to introduce to you Nicole Mayo, who is the Oak Park 2018 Teacher of the Year. Mr. Shane Swayze, who is our music instructor at Oak Park School. And Miss Mia Chavalino, who is one of our students at Oak Park School. And they're gonna spend a little bit of time, going through our instructional programs with you.
Cool. Good evening. Thank you for having us. At Oak Park, our students and staff are held accountable to the same state standards as all students across the district. For the last 2 years at Oak Park, we've been working hard on a scope and sequence and rubric scales to ensure all students have standard-aligned instruction across the whole school. In addition to high-quality standards-based instruction, students receive support services to help them meet their unique emotional and behavioral needs throughout their day. Mia, why do you like going to school at Oak Park?
Some kids are more at home here. It's not as stressful because you can stay in the same class and not have to transition, and believe me, that's very tiring. Oak Park is flexible, and they help us reach our goals if we want to. At my old school, I ran away a lot because I was scared, but here I lost that habit.
And how do you think Oak Park has helped you prepare for high school?
I've been around other kids who have the same issues as me, as well as counselors and teachers that have helped me understand how to be mature with discipline and how it's okay to be different. I've also been able to help others and to learn to love myself as others love me.
Okay, so Mia writes songs to help her express emotions and improve her self-worth. She also hopes that her songs will help other people through difficult times and to inspire them to do better. At this time, she would like to share a song that she's written with you entitled Exit, and she'll be accompanied by Mr. Shane Swayze, our music teacher.
I can't hold on any longer to all my wishing stars, and all of these heartbreaks are only leaving scars. I hope it could be just like it was, but it isn't like that because the dark will only be there for a little while. The bit of light I have could make me smile, but I can't turn away from all the thoughts and fears, and all of these problems have never came so near, and I can't help but try to run up to that door, hoping that these worries won't be there anymore, 'cause I can't hold on any longer to all my wishing stars, and all of these heartbreaks are only leaving scars. I hope it could be just like it was, but it isn't like that anymore.
Oak Park provides unique therapies for our students that are directly accessible on campus. Services include hippotherapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech and language, vision, and hard of hearing services. Our swimming pool was designed with our students' needs in mind and is used regularly for water therapy. Hippotherapy utilizes equestrian trainers who work with our students on improving physical strength and balance.
My name is Linda Freese, F-R-E-A-S-E. I am an occupational therapist and a hippotherapy clinical specialist. In-stride therapy has been in Sarasota County for over 20 years. I joined them 20 years ago because I started getting involved with hippotherapy, and I saw the changes that it made in the kids, and I was hooked, so I quit my job and went back to school, and I moved here because of the hippotherapy program. Hippotherapy offers to our students with posture and movement disabilities a platform where they can experience the kind of three-dimensional movement that we all take for granted. Those children who participate in the hippotherapy program have posture and movement disorders that prevent them from being able to walk. Some of them are not able to sit up. I have seen children sit for the first time, hold their heads level for the first time, talk for the first time after the polio epidemic, because they had a lot of people who had polio. They didn't have a lot of therapy facilities, and there was a woman who had been afflicted by polio whose doctor said she would never walk again, and she won a silver medal in the Olympics. I'm sorry, I can't tell that story without crying. I always tear up. The gold medal winning rider had to carry her to the podium. She still couldn't walk. And like she says, it's a pretty big deal to win a silver medal.
At this time, it is an honor to introduce to you Miss Mary Lisa Milbourne, speech and language pathologist, and Miss Grace Barcelo to highlight the many therapies that Oak Park School has to offer.
You guys want to? Love you too. Okay. I can't believe that I'm up here tonight.
Okay, now listen, deep breath, deep breath. Now you're just going to answer some questions.
All right.
Okay.
I am very proud to represent the therapists at Oak Park School. They're an amazing and dedicated group of professionals with a wealth of knowledge to share. our students are quite special and individual. Many of their families have specifically moved to Sarasota County because of Oak Park School and the programs that we have here. While our students could receive therapy in their districted schools, it's the intensity of the therapy services offered all in one place that is critical. At Oak Park, the collaboration between professionals, therapists, and teachers, as well as parents, to meet the needs of our students is critical to our students' success. Our students have specific needs that must be addressed in order to focus on their academics or to access their curriculum. Those needs are targeted through their IEP goals. A student who cannot express his or her responses, whether it be by answering questions or by making comments, they can't interact with and access the curriculum in a really effective manner. They may need assistive technology and the skills of a speech-language pathologist. A student who can't even hold up their own head or can't hold and release objects, such as a pencil or even a spoon, they'll need the assistance of an occupational therapist or a physical therapist. Those who can't control their emotions may benefit from behavioral therapy or counseling. Some of our students may require all of those services and more. We have all those services available in one place, in addition to vision therapy, both vision services and orientation and mobility, deaf and hard of hearing services, hippotherapy, pet therapy, and aquatic therapy provided in our pool. As a speech-language pathologist, I love doing therapy in the classroom setting, as I can really model communication strategies for the teachers and the paraprofessionals, so that those therapy goals that I'm working with are able to be generalized more effectively. The other thing that I really love is having so many experts so close by. As therapists and teachers, we share information about students, each from our own perspective, so that we can come up with the best approach for each individual student. Grace here receives both physical therapy and vision services at Oak Park. Grace, I want to ask you a question, okay? What do you love the best about physical therapy with Miss Maria?
I get to fly.
You get to fly? On an airplane?
Just like the wing machine thing.
Oh,
and
so you
guess
use
what, people? I get to sing, like completely.
Yeah, so wait a second. Miss Maria put you in a harness swing so you get to fly and to sing at the same time?
Yes.
Do you know what Miss Maria is actually working on?
What?
Oh, Miss Maria is helping you to stretch, right?
Yes.
Your arms and your legs. So you stretch and reach out and grasp things when you're flying?
Yes.
Yeah. That is pretty cool.
Wow. We did it, Grace. I can't believe it. Thank you. I had to do it.
Each student at Oak Park School participates in vocational programming that prepares them for employment opportunities after transitioning from our post-grad program. The WeWork Lab is designed for students to learn pre-vocational skills that will lead to employment. The horticulture and practical arts programs provide hands-on experiences on campus that provide restoration and beautification to the school and its grounds.
Hi, I'm Sarah Conway. I'm a job coach here at Oak Park, and I've been here for about, I think this is my 10th year. I always wanted to work with this population ever since I was a little girl. I just always felt like they needed to feel like everybody else. What we do here
in job coach land in that part of the school is we have a work lab to help the students transition, whether they're going to be staying home after they exit Oak Park, whether they're going to a group home, or whether they're going to independent living. We try to help teach them skills that they're going to need to be successful. The work lab has a lot of boxes to teach fine motor skills. We have tools, we have puzzles, we have restaurant wrapping hamburgers. We have a big variety of task boxes so that the students can all practice on whatever skill they need, whatever they can do, and whatever they can make better. This Pelican Cottage that we're in now, it's just a portable that we thought, why not make a studio apartment for these students so that they can practice independent living. So we made a portable, and everything was donated to us for this very nicely by Pelican Cottage. So it's a really good place for the classes to come in whenever they want with their teachers and their paras and practice independent living. It's been very successful, and it's open every day, just like a regular classroom. Nobody runs it. We just set it up and it sort of runs itself. It's been very successful here to help the students transition.
1, 2, 3.
Please help me in welcoming this evening Miss Sarah Conway, Oak Park Transition Planner, and Dejan Endris, who is a proud graduate of Booker High School and who is currently a student in our post-grad program at Oak Park. They are going to take a few moments to talk to you about other vocational opportunities at Oak Park School.
The VIP program is a vocational instructional program which helps our students make post-secondary choices in education and employment. At Oak Park, we work on social skills and work skills. We have off-campus and on-campus work sites, as you saw. And Dejan can tell you a little bit about one of our off-campus sites that we go to have work off-campus in the real world. You want to tell them what you've done at Hampton Inn?
Last year, I worked at the breakfast room and vacuum. This year, I'm going to work at the laundry and fold sheets and towels.
Mm-hmm. And that's, you can have a reference from Hampton Inn, and that's real experience you can put on a resume, right?
Right.
That you actually worked at Hampton Inn, right? Good. We also bring work onto campus from off-campus businesses like Honey Baked Ham, right, Dejan?
Yes.
What do we do? Can you tell them what we do for Honey Baked Ham?
Well, we pack napkins, barbecue sauces, and sandwich baggies, and pack them up and deliver them to the lunches for the Honey Baked Ham.
Right, they use them for their lunches, and they give us more when we deliver to them. And so it's an ongoing outside job that we have with Honey Baked Ham, right? And the other thing we do for off-campus is, you want to tell a little bit about the sleeping mats for the homeless?
The church gave us a project for turning plastic bags into sleeping mats. We turn them into yarns and crochet them into sleeping mats for the homeless people to sleep on.
They're about 6 feet by 3 feet wide. It takes about 1,500 plastic bags. They learn how to fold them, cut them into strips, tie them together. Each student can do one of those things perhaps, or all of them. And then they can crochet. We have some students who actually have learned to crochet, and we are making lightweight waterproof mats for the homeless to sleep on if they don't have a place. So that's good to give back to the community that way, right?
Right.
Another work site on campus is in our work lab, as you saw in the video, with our various task boxes where students can practice assorted career skills like wrapping hamburgers, folding pizza boxes, collating paperwork. We have all different sections for according to their interests. And as you saw also, we have our studio apartment, which we created out of an empty portable. What can we learn there in the studio apartment?
We need to learn how we can do on our own living.
Right. It helps you with independent living, right? Independence. Yes. And there's you can load a dishwasher. You can, what else?
Make the bed, set the table, and put groceries away in right places.
Right. It's very good, whether you're going on to independent living yourself or even staying at home. There can be a level of independence for them to help out wherever they go, right?
Right.
So Dejan's all ready to go out and live her life as an independent young woman. And you tell us what your plans are after Oak Park, Dejan.
When I leave Oak Park School, I'm going to college. And during my college times, I'm going to take a part-time job as a librarian. And when my part-time job is done, I can finally have a full-time job as a librarian.
That's awesome. I like that. Very nice.
Park is fortunate to have many dedicated and supportive business partners who continuously support our campus with monetary and in-kind donations. Our interactive and stimulating playground was constructed through a generous contribution from the Knights of Columbus. We even have professional sports teams as business partners. The Tampa Bay Lightning is committed to hosting street hockey camps for our students to expose them to the sport and, perhaps more importantly, the value of being part of a team.
I'm the PTSO president of Oak Park School and have been for 5 years now. Well, our PTSO stands for Parent Teacher Student Organization, so we encompass the entire school. We of course are a very unique demographic as we have students from pre-K all the way up to age 22 and all have an IEP which would indicate that they have some type of special needs in teaching to accommodate them at Oak Park. And as you've already witnessed while you've toured our campus and taken videos of all of our specials programs, from our gym to our pool to our hippotherapist to our physical therapist, our occupational therapist, our speech therapist, our library, our media center, our vocational arts, our practical arts, and our actual art room and music. So we involve the community by inviting them to different events.
Last but never least tonight, I would like to introduce you to the other members of our administrative team at Oak Park School, Ms. Dawn Morales and Mr. Ron Hurst. I'd like them to come up at this time. These two work tirelessly, and when I say tirelessly, I sincerely mean tirelessly, to ensure that our students are provided with very unique opportunities. They recruit volunteers, they garner community support, and it's never ending. They're always bringing new things onto our campus to provide access to things for our students. So I'm going to step aside and let them give you some insight on some of the community things that we have to offer.
Oak Park has many outstanding partnerships which allow us to assist and support our students, staff, and families. They provide with in-kind and financial donations. We are fortunate to have partnerships with nonprofit agencies and many local community business partners. One nonprofit organization that has shown continuous and outstanding support is the Knights of Columbus. They have donated over $30,000 to Oak Park. Their donation has provided us with a new addition to our interactive playground, iPads for student communication needs, and our wheelchair accessible swing. These are just a few to be named. Another exceptional contribution was the Rotary Clubs of the Sarasota area. They made our interactive playground dream become a reality. Our business and local community partners helped make Oak Park one of Sarasota's best-kept secret. Here's Mr. Hurst.
In this past year, we were very excited to partner with both the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Baltimore Orioles. Each professional sports team gave our students a unique opportunity to engage in physical fitness and social learning activities. The Tampa Bay Lightning conducted a street hockey camp on campus, providing a little over 100 students the opportunity to be exposed to a game of hockey and team play. Students also received a Lightning hockey stick, ball, and preseason ticket voucher for participating in the camp. With the Baltimore Orioles, Oak Park joined the Sarasota County Middle School's Physical Fitness Initiative, partnering with the professional baseball team to implement a health and fitness program. The 5-week program is designed to encourage students to commit to healthy lifestyles. The 5-week program, the Orioles provided, during that 5-week program, the Orioles provided weekly rewards and a game day experience at Ed Smith Stadium. And with all the tremendous feedback that we received, we look to continue again this year.
Before I close tonight, I would like to publicly acknowledge STC, the students and the faculty instructors over there that helped make our video a reality. And the instructors include Mr. Ed Fagan and Mr. Bob Gray. They are part of the digital video technology crew at Suncoast Technical College. And our student producers included Ryan Farace, Kyle Guay, Mayan Duda, and Jordan Dixon. So we would like to extend our deepest gratitude for them spending the time with us and being with us to help showcase our school. In closing this evening, I would like to sincerely thank the board for your continuous support of Oak Park School. We would like to invite you out. We hope that you'll come in and visit and see all these wonderful things in person. I would also like to thank our community for your continuous support of Oak Park School, for our parents, our students, and our passionate faculty for their ongoing dedication to ensuring that each of our students reaches his or her maximum potential. You guys are really the best. Thank you. Thank you so much for having us tonight.
Mrs. Brown?
Yes, I'd like to also thank you for coming and sharing with us all the wonderful things. And I didn't know we had a movie star up here with us. You did a great job there, Handrix. But a month or two ago, we were given little signs and had a presentation from the kindness community. And I've had this sitting up here, and I'm thinking, I can't think of a better place for this sign to go than to give it to you, because you surely are a kindness community at your school, and I'd like you to take this and put it up.
Mrs. Goodwin?
Well, I just want to say thank you, Jamie. I have so looked forward to your leadership. Edwina was a hard act to follow, but you're doing a great job. I love the video. I mean, I think the video is a great way to display that. I'd like to get a copy of that if I could, because I like to take it on the road to show it to people, because I think it would be very meaningful to show it to folks in our community. But, Oak Park is such a special place. And thank you to all the students that came tonight and all of the staff and the administrative and leadership team. Just a trip to Oak Park can make you feel so really wonderful. And the singing was exceptional. What a star. I think we should have you recording before long. I think the entire video was put together beautifully. Thanks to STC for that. But thank you to all of you wonderful staff and to the parents and to the students of Oak Park, because you're really, really top of my list in terms of special schools. Thank you.
Mrs. Ziegler?
I have visited Oak Park a couple of times, and every time it's the most moving experience. It's very grounding, and my hat is off to all of you and the work that you do. I think that it is oftentimes the best kept secret in Sarasota, and I do know families who've moved here to be in Oak Park, and I just think that it's a testament to the kind of work that you've done, and so thank you. I don't want to repeat over what my fellow board members had said, but truly it's a remarkable place, and we're very grateful for all your work, so thank you so much.
I'd like to also thank you. I've been to Oak Park many times, but I remember one day I was walking around Oak Park and I heard music coming, and I thought, where's the music coming from? And I walked in on your class, and I said, oh my goodness, I didn't know that you did this, that you actually taught them how to use drums and some other materials as well. I was really so pleased. And the other thing that really almost knocked my socks off was when I saw a student blow through a straw and write on the board. I mean, that was unbelievable, because up until that time, all you would think that the student could do would be to shake their head or something, but no, they actually do understand, and they are learning, and now you can prove it. There's a way to get it out of them. I just think that it's a fantastic school. People move here for Pineview and for Oak Park. It's set on the same level. So thank you very much for what you do. I appreciate it. Next, we will have the recognition of completion of the Preparing New Principals program by Roy Sprinkle, Executive Director of Human Resources, and Dr. Wendy Katz, PNP's instructor.
Thank you, school board members. We very much appreciate you allowing us tonight to be here. Superintendent Bowden, Mr. Hardy, and our young actor that we have right here. Did you get a little bit of money for that, or we're asking where your check's at, right? We have a special group to bring forward tonight, some of our school-based administrators who are already serving in leadership roles and providing great service to our students in our schools. We are recognizing them for completion of the Preparing New Principals program, which is a very rigorous program. I have the privilege of overseeing the program, but I will tell you that the program would look nothing like it does today. It would not have the substance without Dr. Wendy Katz, who is with me, and she is going to review a bit about the program, how we get here, and then we will bring them up and move forward. Thank you.
Thank you for it. Thank you for the opportunity tonight to recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of 10 phenomenal school leaders. And I must say this is sort of a hard act to follow after Oak Park, but this is a very momentous occasion. I kind of feel like their mom, but it is really with great pride that I present these recent graduates of the Preparing New Principal program. And I do just want to share just a little bit about the program. Every school district in Florida has to have an approved program that leads to principal certification. The program is 2 years, and it is primarily assistant principals that are recommended by their supervising principals and executive directors. And then we also have sometimes principals who come from out of state because there's no reciprocity in Florida. It is, as Roy mentioned, extremely rigorous. I would liken it to almost taking getting another degree. The requirements were pretty requiring a tremendous amount of time and effort. In order to complete the program, they have to demonstrate proficiency in all 10 of the Florida leadership standards, and they're associated. There are actually 45 indicators, and the program to me sort of represents the culmination of all of their learning to date, in that they actually have to demonstrate this proficiency through artifacts. So for example, it's not enough for them to know about how to analyze data. They actually have to demonstrate through their artifact, talking about it, showing what they've done, for example, how they lead data chats, or for example, they show how they're moving student achievement forward. They might be showing what they're doing to develop a strong, positive school culture. Another example is building relationships, respecting diversity. Those are all the standards, and they have to, these artifacts, then show actually how they've done it in their schools. What really distinguishes, I believe, this program than just a collection of artifacts is that we're asking them to reflect on what they've learned. And that's really hard for them. I mean, they're great at being able to say what they've done and the impact and all of that, but we're really saying, okay, but what did you learn as a leader? What did you learn about yourself and others? What would you do differently? What surprised you the most? All those kinds of things. So that really takes time to reflect on that. In addition to the artifacts and the portfolio, they come to over the 16 evening sessions. They lead book studies, and then they actually select themselves areas that they wish to develop more. Maybe there are areas that they want to improve or they haven't had experience to date. So at the end of all of this, we are sort of certifying that these people are ready to become principals, and we already have 2 of them that are have become principals in the process. The state requires that they've been an assistant principal for 3 years prior to becoming a principal. So at this time, I'm going to invite 2 of them to come and just share very briefly their own personal experience with the program. We're going to have Jamie Lowitz again, this is her night, and Susan Nations, and she's principal at Wilkinson.
Yeah, together. That's right. Good evening. That is definitely a hard act to follow, but wow. Wendy just asked me to share a couple of my personal reflections about the PMP program, and when I think about it, I think about when I started, and I thought, okay, this is just another hoop. We just got to jump through another hoop, and so I confess that I'm thinking, okay, it's just a hoop. I'll jump through it, but little did I know that it would cause that opportunity, or would be that opportunity to really, really reflect deeply about my own practice, but also to learn from colleagues. And I think that was probably the biggest takeaway, is that collegial conversation that we were able to have monthly, the deep thinking that happens through the conversation that you do have around a practice, but also research and the things that are happening in schools every day. And it's that interconnectedness. And then for me, again, thinking about the portfolio, and if you've ever seen a hard copy of that portfolio, it's, like this thick after 2 years. It's like, okay, like writing a book plus, right? But really, when I looked at that portfolio after 2 years last summer, and I could really reflect and think, wow, the learning and the interconnectedness of everything we do, like really stopping and thinking, which I think so many of us we probably don't do it enough, where we really stop and think, how has this impacted me as a professional, personally, and just in so many areas of our lives. So for me, it's that deep reflection. And then finally, that opportunity to collaborate in ways that I didn't dream would happen. For example, certainly I collaborate with my elementary colleagues on a regular basis, but being able to cross levels, and recently I shared with another group recently that I thought it was really special because our PMP group, I've gotten to know people at other levels, so now I've been able to connect my school with another school. So it's like a little ripple effect that I think has happened from PMP. So I'm so thankful for the opportunity to reflect, and it really wasn't just a hoop.
So I'm really glad that Susan broke the ice and called it a hoop, because I wasn't going to go there tonight after our phenomenal showcase with Oak Park, but it felt like that the first year, in all honesty, especially those of us who we had evening duties, we have families, we have things, but we all know that we're aspiring leaders and we know what is expected of us, and so we sucked it up and we showed up and we worked really, really well together. We really had a great team of professionals that were working in this PMP. And when Wendy says she felt kind of like our mother, she's the matriarch of PNP. She knew when to soothe and pat us on the head and placate, and she knew when to really give us a good swift kick in the rear end too, because along the lines we needed that. You fall a little bit behind on your binders, you don't collect enough artifacts, and it kind of catches up with you. So she really does a phenomenal job in making sure that we are prepared. And the one thing that I want to say is that the binder that Susan mentioned is probably one of the most important things that prepared me for interviewing for a principalship with Sarasota County Schools. You really go back, and Susan mentioned that reflective piece where you have to go through and you have to kind of, look back on what you did and really be reflective of your leadership practices at that point in time. And before planning to put in for principalships in the district, that binder was really instrumental in making sure that I felt very prepared and going and sitting in front of a panel of people to interview in front of. So, at the beginning, and anybody that's watching this that is in PNP right now and is going to go through the PNP process, it's really something that I think all of our colleagues over here would really challenge you to take very seriously, because it really proves to be very beneficial when you are ready to take that next step in your leadership journey. So, Wendy, thank you on behalf of everybody that was in our cohort. Thank you so much for your leadership.
I just want to say it's like everything in life. You get out of it what you put into it. And this group, it's just phenomenal. I mean, there's so much knowledge and passion and enthusiasm, and they really did. They really made the classes dynamic. They shared. There was good conversations and great learning, and that's something that I left always feeling really excited and feeling confident that you all are having quite a cadre. Your bench is full with people, in my opinion, that are really ready to lead schools. So it's a really credit to them. So at this point, I believe that we are going to have the board come down and we'll present the certificates, and then I think they'd like to be congratulated and have a picture with all of you.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll hand them to them, and then they can wait till the board gets down. I'm going to call their names. Okay. While they're coming down, I just, again, this group has an amazing work ethic, really a deep commitment to professional learning and collaboration, and they are already making positive differences for the children and the families that they serve in their communities. Okay, so we have Patty Folino, who's from Brentwood. Why don't you tell me again? Not in order? You could do them in the order that you... But they're not by order. Okay, why don't you tell me who it is? Okay, Paul Burns, principal at Riverview High School. Okay, I'll do this. Brian Dorn. He's APA, correct? I got that, at Riverview High School. Jamie Lowitz, Oak Park School, principal. Dawn Morales, Oak Park School, assistant principal. Susan Nations, principal at Wilkinson Elementary School. Christine Oliver, assistant principal at Laurel Nokomis School. Brad Pornicek, assistant principal at Cranberry Elementary School. Merlin Shank, assistant principal at Booker High School. And last is Troy Thompson, who's unable to be with us tonight. He's at a conference learning how to move student achievement forward, so he's working very hard. But let's give them a round of applause. Thank you.
Keep them going before we get up in the front. I'll stand behind Brad. I'm going to face forward.
Paul's a little taller.
That happens to Wendy a lot.
I think you should look at it. Can't see your face. Eric.
What? I'm trying to hide.
Come forward. No, come on the side.
How am I going to hide that way?
Stand up, Eric. Stand up.
Stand up. Ah, switcher.
All right, 1, 2, big smile. More,
Knuckle up
1, 2.
Whose hand is it?
Next on our agenda is the 5-Star School Awards. Scott Ferguson, Communications Manager, please step forward.
Thank you. Chairwoman Zucker, school board members, Dr. Bowden, Mr. Hardy, Student Representative Longuefosse, and guests. As the manager of the Communications and Community Relations Department, I have the pleasure of working with the school district's volunteer and partnership coordinator. I'm pleased to introduce someone who is brand new to this position, but is already getting a running start and doing a great job. Lindsay Cantees joined our staff less than 1 month ago on September 5th. She attended Sarasota County Schools, Laurel Nokomis School for kindergarten and first grade, and Pineview School from second grade through high school. After graduation, she attended the University of Central Florida and earned a degree in business management. She has a background in the world of nonprofit organizations and volunteering, so she was the perfect choice to work with our schools and coordinate the district's volunteer and partnership efforts. She has some exciting news to share with you today, so please welcome Lindsay Cantees.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and good evening. I'm Lindsay Cantees, as Scott said, and I'm the Volunteer and Partnership Office Coordinator for Sarasota County Schools, which supports the coordinators, volunteers, business partners, and community partners for our district. This evening, it is my absolute pleasure to present to you the teams from the 17 schools in our district that applied for and have been awarded the Florida Department of Education 5-Star School Award for their exemplary collaboration with the community during the 2016 and 17 school year. The Sarasota County School District has a long history of collaboration with and support from our community, which is an integral factor in our district's success. The Florida Department of Education recognizes the value of such collaboration and support for our students. The recognition is expressed at the state level through the 5-Star Award. Because the 5-Star Award is grounded in community collaboration with schools, my office has been given the honor to support the 5-Star process in our district, and we are so excited to do so. The work of the Volunteer and Partnership Office is supported by the Team Up Volunteer and Partnership Council, and our collaborative work is made possible by the Education Foundation of Sarasota County. With me tonight to assist in honoring these schools is Team Up Council President Shelley Neerman. Hi, Shelley. The 5-Star requirements are rigorous, and schools must meet 100% of all 31 criteria set forth by the Florida Department of Education in the following 5 areas: community and business partnerships, family involvement, volunteerism, student community service, and school advisory councils. To qualify, school must submit a written application and a portfolio that includes documentation for each of the 31 criteria of that 5 aforementioned areas. They all address extensive collaboration with the community and partnership toward improvement for student achievement. The Florida Department of Education Award began 23 years ago. So now, for the 5-star recipients, I will ask that as I call your names, the representatives from each school will come forward to receive your certificate from the Team Up Council President. You also received your year placard for your banner that you have at your school. Then move to the center of the room to pose behind the 5-star display with our superintendent and board chair for a photo in front of the dais. Superintendent Bowden and Chair Zucker, if you could walk down at any time. And here's the sign over here for you to pose for the photos. After the photo, then come across the room and back behind to shake hands with all of the board members, and then you can either exit or sit down after that. And you'll just walk through that way. All right, let's get started. Our first award goes to Sarasota Academy of the Arts. This is the 4th year that SAA has earned this award. Please come forward, Principal Cecilia Blankenship, 5-star Coordinator Kelly Marsh, and Business Manager Matt McHugh. Congratulations. There's going to be a lot of clapping. You don't have to clap after everyone. If you don't want to, you'll make that decision. A 6th-year award goes to Sarasota School of Arts and Sciences. Congratulations, Principal Tara Thomas Newell and 5-star Coordinator Michael Reed. A 7th-year award goes to Atwater Elementary School. Congratulations, Assistant Principal Jody Long. Our 8th-year award.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yep. I'll slow down.
Congratulations.
Our 8th-year award goes to Suncoast Polytechnical High School. Assistant Principal Jack Turgeon, 5-star Coordinator Lisa Scott, and Booster President Gina Rogers.
Right in the middle of their photo.
For 10 years, Pineview has received this award. Congratulations, Principal Dr. Stephen Covert, 5-star committee member Laura Palercio, and SAC Chairperson Carol McLaughlin. The 12th year award goes to 2 schools. Laurel Nokomis with Principal Raymond Wilson and his big 5-star crew he brought along. Eliana Sorochi, Cheryl Catrona, Gina Jones, Greg Lindquist, Maureen Bassett, Christine Oliver, and Heather Wasserman.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. And also Tatum Ridge Elementary with Principal Barry Dunn.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you for your kind words. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. Yes.
Congratulations.
14th year award goes to Cranberry Elementary School, Assistant Principal Brad Porinchak. 2 awards today. Congratulations.
Good job, Ms. Wasserman.
Thank you. Congratulations again. Congratulations. Good to see you. Congratulations. Thank you.
18th year award goes to Philip E. Shores Elementary School, Principal Dr. Allison Foster.
Hey, congratulations.
I know, sorry, under the thing.
Yeah.
19th year award goes to Glen Allen Elementary School. Congratulations, 5-star coordinator Lisa Nelson.
That was amazing.
Yes, back to normal. It's good.
Congratulations. Good to see you.
Kindergarten and
Congratulations. Deja vu.
Our 20th year award goes to Fruitville Elementary School. Principal Dusty French and 5-star coordinator Kate Kramer. Congratulations on 20 years.
I love to see you during the day. Oh, it's still night.
Congratulations.
Oh, switch.
They don't do 5 a.m.
2 schools have achieved 5-star status for 21 years. Lakeview Elementary School with Principal Lisa Wheatley and 5-star coordinator Megan Wink.
Congratulations. I didn't see any. I know.
Englewood Elementary School also received 21 years, but they were unable to be here tonight. But congratulations to Englewood. Now we have our 22nd year award, which also goes to 2 schools. There's Ashton Elementary School ESE liaison Matt Maurer.
Thank you. Lisa Wheatley. Lisa's in the house.
So comfortable.
In Taylor Ranch Elementary School, Principal Dr. Bill Belander and 5-star coordinator Marion Lacrosse.
Am I allowed to hug or not? Thank you for letting Maddie do ball, girl. I really appreciate it.
And last but certainly not least, we have 2 schools that have earned this recognition for 23 years since the inception of this award in 1994.
Congratulations.
Bay Haven School of Basics Plus, Principal Chad Erickson. In Venice Elementary School, Principal Aaron Del Castillo.
Congratulations. Go Cubbies again.
Yeah.
Please join me in giving one more round of applause, congratulating all of our 5-star schools for this awesome achievement. All right.
Congratulations.
She's such a sharp dresser.
Thank you. Thank you.
How are you? Congratulations. Like, love the color. Love all of it. Looks good. It's very
I
stylish.
was one of those volunteers when we got there.
Aaron, I am so embarrassed.
Why is that?
Because I thought it was 7:45 p.m.
Yes.
Hey, that's okay.
Did you get my note?
You get it next
Did you get my note?
Yes, I did.
Natasha ended up putting me to work.
Thank you.
I ended up cleaning the cafeteria.
Good to see you too. Thank you.
Yeah, the plumber never washed his hands. Then he offered me a cookie. He offered me a cookie, and I was like, yeah, I ate me a cookie. I saw your hands were cooking.
Oh, I was just... Next on our agenda is the National School Lunch Program Proclamation. Dr. Beverly Girard, Director of Food and Nutrition.
And I promise to make this really quick. How's that?
That's okay.
What?
We're proud of you.
Our National School Lunch Proclamation, I'd like to read it, please. The National School Lunch Program has served as our nation admirably for over 60 years through advanced practices in nutrition education, and whereas the National School Lunch Program is dedicated to the health and well-being of our nation's children, and whereas the National School Lunch Program has joined through the years by many other excellent child feeding programs, and there is evidence of continued need for nutrition education and awareness of the value of school nutrition programs. Now, therefore, the School Board of Sarasota County proclaims the week of October 9 through 13, 2017 as National School Lunch Week, and we encourage all residents to become aware and concerned about their children and their own nutrition habits in hope of achieving a more healthy citizenry for today and the future. And that's it. I do want to invite all of you to serve during National School Lunch Week. I already have some names, and we have lots and lots of people coming this year. We always have firefighters and policemen, and the kids absolutely love that, but we'd like to have all of our school board members. Anybody in the audience, we'd love to have you. All the administrators, we'd love to have you, right? Sign up. Okay, so it's a great big deal to our employees. It's a wonderful opportunity to get with our children and actually spend some quality time with them, serving them. It's really fun. So we ask all of you to participate. Thank you so much.
Mr. Robinson?
I just want to make sure that everybody's aware that it's the food she's serving isn't the food that we ate when we were in school. It's healthy. It's still good, but it's healthy. So the pepperoni pizza where you poured all the sugar and got fries, that's not what it's like. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that. And I just want to make sure, I say this every time, chocolate milk, you get the white milk. The white milk's got more sugar than the chocolate milk. Beverly's taken all the sugar out of the chocolate milk, which I still think is just horrible.
Sorry.
So I think that's sacrilegious coming from the fat guy on the board. I'm just going to say that.
Thank you very much.
I love chocolate milk.
Because it has sugar.
Dr. Bowden.
I just want to tell a quick story, if I might, and I think she knows what story I want to tell. I think that our Director of Food and Nutrition Services is absolutely the best in the business.
Thank you.
But she thinks about kids and their nutritional needs 24/7. So here we are in the heart of recovering from Hurricane Irma. We've decided that we're not going to resume school until the following Monday. And I get an email from Beverly saying, but what about these kids and how are they going to eat? And so she, in partnership with our local food bank, set up food distribution because it was 6 days. And if we don't have a school lunch program, and if we don't have school breakfast, she was concerned those kids weren't going to eat. And that just wasn't acceptable to her. So in the heart of the recovery, when we were thinking about how are we going to get these buildings opened back up and make sure we're ready for school on Monday morning, she was 2 steps ahead of us and thinking about her kids. And I just want to brag on you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. I do want to say, too, and I forgot to say this, thank you very much, Dr. Bowden. I do want to say that the state of Florida has been so gracious. They have allowed us to feed all the children in our district for free through October 20th. We will return to free, reduced, and paid status on October 23rd. So we're really working to get the word out to our parents that they still need to fill out applications if they feel that their family is eligible. But this has really given us an opportunity to step back and reorganize after the hurricane shelter operation. Thank you.
That's great. Now, I have something that I've got to read into the, I have to read this into the minutes. It's a letter from the Sarasota County Legislative Delegation to myself as the chair of the board. And this comes from Representative Julio Gonzalez, Vice Chairman Senator Greg Stubbe, delegation members Jim Boyd, Joe Gruters, and Newt Newton. Dear Chair Zucker, it has come to our attention that the Sarasota County School Board is considering a vote of the qualified electors of Sarasota County on a continuation of the ad valorem millage rate for operating expenses of the school district referendum via a special election. Although we understand the chronological circumstances requiring an out-of-sequence election to take place at this time, the Sarasota County Legislative Delegation, and indeed the state legislature, is deeply concerned over the unnecessary use of taxpayer funds. As you are aware, special election referenda are marred by low voter turnout, and those involving the determination of a school board millage rate have been no exception. Moreover, the past 4 special elections have incurred a total cost to Sarasota County taxpayers of over $1.2 million. It is our belief that such use of taxpayer funds for a predictable event is unnecessary. Although our delegation firmly believes in protecting home rule, we cannot continue to support special election referenda, raising questions that are temporarily and substantively foreseeable. Consequently, we recommend the Sarasota County School Board, in considering the upcoming millage referendum, propose the approved millage be set until the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2021, so as to place the predictable and recurring public question before the voters during the general election cycle, beginning with the November 2020 general election. Such a proposal by the school board would then ensure greater voter participation in future millage questions and cost savings to taxpayers. I thank you very much for your consideration, and as always, look forward to working with you in the future. Most respectfully, and they all signed it. So that's read into the minutes. It's now an officially on the record. Thank you, Dr. Bowden. Do you have any reports, Dr. Bowden?
Well, due to the length of special presentations and moments of pride, I'm going to forgo the superintendent's report. There is a conversation that I had earlier this week with our board attorney, and I wanted to have that conversation with you here in a public fashion. And so I'd like to yield the floor to our board attorney, Art Hardy, to discuss some potential future litigation, although we have yet to be served.
Right. I want to bring to the board's attention a lawsuit that has been filed in the United States District Court for the Northern District of Florida in Tallahassee by the Florida Education Association and 7 school teachers in the state, none of whom are employed by our school board, challenging the Best and Brightest scholarship program. The complaint argues that it is that the Best and Brightest scholarship causes both age and race discrimination against teachers. The defendants in the case are the Florida Department of Education, the 67 school districts in the state, along with several state universities. The School for the Deaf and the Blind, and Florida Virtual School. The plaintiffs are attempting to make this into a class action to go statewide. So I'm bringing this to your attention. The bad news, of course, is that when we get served, which I expect will happen in the not too distant future, we will be part of a lawsuit. The good news is misery loves company, and there are 66 other school districts being sued along with us. I believe there are some good defenses to the case, particularly from the school board's perspective, because, of course, neither you nor any of the other school boards have created this situation. Whether it's right or wrong is for the judge, I guess, ultimately to decide, but it is not something that any school board has created. So the fact that there are many others involved gives us the opportunity